Good morning, everybody. Ooh, my collar's a mess. That's what happens when you don't do the ironing often enough, like ever. How is everybody this morning? If you are from my Warframe live stream, welcome back. If you're not, welcome back anyway. Where are we? So, yesterday was a success. I shot the moose, harvested it. That's a good thing. Got into a fight with 4 wolves on the way back to the lighthouse carrying a load of meat. Survived that. The wolves did not. Good morning, Danny. How are you this morning? Hello, Peanut. The bear actually decided to pay a visit to the ice below the lighthouse on Desolation Point, so I shot it. And there was a blood splash. The bear then decided it was going to come running towards the lighthouse. I mean, galloping across the ice, came round, at which point I thought, you know what, I'm going inside the lighthouse. That made sense. Unfortunately, it appears that the game glitched, and as of last checking, the bear isn't dead, even though technically it should be. If you shoot a bear and you see a blood splash, it will bleed out. This one decided not to, so the bear is still out there somewhere, and once again I have inadvertently rhymed bear with something else. Oh, I'm alright, Danny. Had a successful war stream this morning, 120 odd views. That was rather gratifying. So, let's go and see what our situation is. Here we are. There's my wolf pelts, there's the moose pelt, I got a fresh gut. All working quite well. What is my rabbit situation? I do need the rabbits to cure. What am I carrying that's making me smelly? A fresh rabbit pelt and that. And why am I overweight? What am I carrying? Oh, yeah, that would do it. So I do have a slightly nerve-wracking situation going on at the moment. What time of day is it? It's evening. Do I have water? I have water. Okay. And yeah, that situation is... Where's the bear? There's some of my harvested stuff. You can see the line of dead wolves. I've got their skins. I should really harvest the meat. I am slightly reluctant to because, yes, like I say, last time the bear decided to come visiting. Unfortunately, it's not dead. At least I don't think it is. The number I'm looking for is 6. And it's 5. The thing is, I think wildlife rifle hits does actually show the one that hit the bear. So, yeah. Yeah, I did check out in this general direction. And last time I came down here, I thought that lump of rock over there was the dead bear, but it's not. It's just a lump of rock. So, yeah. I am somewhat reluctant to harvest the meat from those wolves. I don't technically need to. I've got enough to keep me going while I explore. In principle. So let's just check things out. There's a deer, I think, over this way. And I nearly did it again. I am hoping against hope that after I wake up in the morning, the bear will be dead, but I suspect we glitched. Where is the deer? What is Peanut complaining about? What does that pampered cat have to complain about? Yep, not going there. Oh. A disaster then. And the bear was about here. I shot it from the rocks above me. And I would kind of expect to see... I did see a blood splash when I hit it. And there was a splash on the ice and everything. But apparently... yeah, I'm going to be out of luck, aren't I?
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
I wish these animals would leave tracks more frequently. And I'd love to see where the bear got to, because it came galloping up here, came round, started down this way, and I should probably have waited to see how far it would come. But I decided that discretion was the better part of valor. I'm not sure, actually, it could have crossed the bridges, but I do know that they can gallop along piers. But I guess sometimes for the sake of gameplay, taking a risk is advisable. For pure survival, it's not. But that thing did come a surprisingly long way after me. Because as I recall, its normal territory doesn't include the ice below the island. No, that does... It normally... yeah, comes down that way and heads around. But apparently not this time. What we might do is... I don't know what we might do. Yeah, we'll check in the morning. What I might do now is...
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
grab some more of the wood upstairs. Let's collect that. Because there's stuff up here. Well, not stuff per se. But there's useful stuff like... I have lost, I say I lost. I have had a situation in the past where I thought I was being clever. I shot the bear, hit it, and immediately ducked into a barn. Came out, and the bear never died. Now, this wasn't quite the same situation. There was a distinct time between me going back into the lighthouse and the bear being hit, leaving a blood stain on the ice, and then running after me. So, you know, there was a couple of minutes there. That is a bit irritating. So, a bunch of stuff to do in the morning. I need water. I need to cook the rest of my meat. It's always infuriating when that kind of thing happens. I mean, it cost me 1 round of ammunition. I should have used an arrow. I might have had a chance, actually. Even though it was at range, shooting downhill, I had a reasonable chance of hitting it. At least I think so. Infuriating. Yay! Yay for winter boots. So, let's see. Okay, so that's 85% cured. I ought to pick things up and to better check. Yeah. Okay, let's... That's what I want. Cured rabbit pelt. Yeah, I'm just going to pick everything up.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
And then redeposit in a more orderly fashion. Okay, so that is... Right, that's cured. That isn't, that isn't, that isn't. Neither is that. I've got 6 wolf pelts. Let us drop everything in a neat pile, at least. So there's my gut. Well, guts. Not my guts. Animals' guts. My guts are still safely below my rib cage. Just in case you were wondering. Right. And I should craft up some old man's beard dressing. Because I did get a bit chewed on the other day. And I may as well craft some bandages. Because again, I got a bit chewed up the other day. And... yeah... I know the result I'm going to get from looking at this, but still, we'll have another. Yep, bear skill 5. Well, at least he's getting into the long dark. So, at some point I got to check on the cannery. I actually want to get my stuff here fixed before I do that. Just to be on the safe side. Oh, and I do need to find that deer. There is a dead deer around here somewhere. I know there is. I've seen it. But apparently it's decided that I am not going to find it. I could see it from up here, and it wasn't one I'd shot, so it should still be around somewhere. But supposedly not. Maybe it was one of those things that kind of got washed up by the blizzard rather than a permanent part of the environment. Would that be the right word? Yeah, and I think... Oh, we do have another rabbit. Okay. A reminder to pick that up on the way back. Come on, up you get. There we go. So the wolf bodies, I think, are pretty much despawned by now. I got what I could off them. I didn't get everything because I sort of chickened out when I realised the bear was patrolling the ice. That could have turned out in a manner to which I did not wish to become accustomed. But one thing we can do is... I've got to check out the ship at some point. Now, I do know that there's a wolf that sometimes spawns over there. Hopefully, I killed it. I remember it once being... So I can't remember where precisely it was, but I ended up taking shots at it with the bow until it fell over. I don't remember all these boats being here. I don't remember if there's anything specific around here. I'm just doing a sort of general check. Now, the slight downside is once I get that moose pelt cured, I can't... well, there isn't a workbench at the up there, but I think there is one in the cannery, and I do have to go to check the cannery, which means I have to be brave. And I don't want to be brave. Okay, there's more rabbits if I need them. I don't think I do. Just doing a spot of beach combing. Hello, what have we got here? Yep. Reckon that deer was a wash up from a blizzard rather than a feature. You know what I mean by feature. There are occasions where you will find deer in the game that are permanent parts of it. You know, you show up and it's there and you can harvest it. What have we got? Okay. Don't mind a bit of fish. Cattail stalks, because why not? Of course, I am stinky enough that maybe something will be attracted. I'm not sure if I want it to be or not. I could conceivably do that. I could see. Actually, that's an interesting thought. That location where I plinked the moose from, wolves couldn't get to me. The moose didn't get to me. That might be
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
useful. Yeah, I can get up on that. It's kind of tempting to see whether I can lure him in. I need a bit of a wind. That's the only thing. Ooh, does that qualify as ominous music? Or is it just the long dark being all ambience? Yeah, so here's the thing. If he's out there, I should be able to see him. By the way, today's quote is only partial. A bear is just a bear until it's confronted with something it can't handle. The rest of the quote says, then it becomes a survivor. Sorry, one of your comments got hidden, and I just realized that it was innocuous. You said, now to wear them around to break them in. And you're talking about your winter boots. I'm not quite certain why that was held for review, but it was. Fortunately, I'm the guy who gets to review them. Oh, I think cooking and water might work out today. So let's go grab our firewood.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Stop complaining. All right, let's do some cooking.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Stop complaining, Astrid. Goodness me. Mind you, I wouldn't care to be walking around with 40 kilograms of stuff. That's probably more than half her weight. Oh, I should have put meat on the fire, shouldn't I?
Come on, little fire.
It's a shame you can't put the fat on the fire.
Perfect.
Oops. Rabbits as snack food. Okay, so we've got an hour there, and we've got 55 minutes there. Oh, please don't get too windy. Ah. Lost.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Hey, Tony. Give Astrid a treat, why not? Let's see if it's calmed down enough.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
I don't know why they look like spike strips.
Come on, little fire. Come on.
They have to differentiate reclaimed wood somehow, and apparently it looks like spike strips. Because reasons.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Barely walk with this much gear.
Well, this will get me something. So we've got an hour and something odd minutes. That. Which, now that I think about it, it's not as simple as it made any sense. But you can't have everything. So how we got? And let's see, that's 37, 37. Get loads of time.
Is getting too heavy to carry.
I think that's all the moose. Now I cook up my snack food. Wolf with snack food meat. And rabbit, of course. 46 minutes. Oh. Okay, this has turned into a moderately successful day.
The sun is setting. It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
If this seems like an excessive amount of water, no, there's no such thing as an excessive amount of water in this game. All there is do you have water or not? And this has got an hour or so. Oops. And again, I mentioned that for the benefit of people who aren't familiar with the game. Hang on, how long has this got to go? Yes, I can. Time to do this. Yep, that's good timing. And I think... have I got enough time to cook water? I think so. How about that for timing? Kind of worked out.
Oh, I'm starving.
Where did all what come from, Tony? The meat? Wolves, rabbits, moose, you name it. Picked up a fresh salmon. Yeah, I think 11 kilograms of water is probably going to be sufficient, don't you?
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
I mean, I assume you mean that. Oh, great. It's gone completely dark now, and I can't see. Where's the bed? I can't see a thing. Hang on. Oh, this is irritating. Good morning, Anna. How are you doing? Oh, I went completely past there. That's all right. I was going to check to see if anything useful had been unearthed by destroying the crates, and apparently not. Yeah. Eat a few scraps. Sleep. And I think I'll head for the whaling station. It's not the cannery, it's the whaling station. And hopefully we can avoid any confrontation with anything toothy. I'll settle for myself for surviving the day. I know I said I wanted to kind of wait until I had everything repaired, but I might not. I might just go ahead. On the grounds of, well, you know, why not?
not sure I can carry.
Yeah, not going out. And I still have some snacks. Right, okay. I guess that's not happening. What I can do, though, is do some repairs. Oh, and let's move that over. Didn't realise I had so much. Don't need that many, do I? If I have a situation where I need more than 3,
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Yeah, I'll come to. If I have a situation where I can't scare something off with 3 players, I'm probably in a lot more trouble than I want to be. Okay, that needs fixing. That's all right. That's okay. That needs fixing. And this is good. I think I'll leave those for a bit. Nope, nope, nopity, nope. It's obviously going to be
drop any of this gear.
one of those days. Let us see. What's this? Oh, yeah. Is there any further cloth around here? I do. Ah, of course, having said that, I've got a whole Hoojma Whatsmit of thingamajig. Definitely. Yeah, let's grab those. Yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say now. Oh. My brain is not working properly this morning. I mean, you could always say, well, is it ever working properly? To which I can safely say, no, probably not. Oh, I've forgotten about the jerry can.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Yep. Doesn't look any better out here. I think I checked around the edge just to make sure I hadn't missed anything. Yeah, come winter, this apartment gets yeah, can get quite cold. It's a common complaint that you can't afford to keep the whole apartment warm all the time, literally because energy prices are high. So I got things like thermal curtains up to block off parts of the apartment so one small section stays warm, and then I spend as little time as I can have to in the other part, which can get like an icebox. You can literally feel the temperature difference on one side of the thermal curtain compared with the other side. And it's a few degrees, but one side is obviously cold and the other side is not so obviously cold. Or cool, if you prefer. So I think I've used up all the wood in the... here.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
If it gets really cold, I have a snood that was given to me by a neighbour a few years ago. And it's one of those sort of... well, you'll probably see it over winter. If it gets that chilly, that's what I wear. Or I can put it on the bed as a second blanket, because it's that heavy and that warm. Right, what am I doing? I could just go and pass time. Get the day out of the way. And I think I've got some... yeah, that's me muttering to myself. Good gut. Drop that. Go grab a couple of rabbit skins. Now I can fix something. Let's fix my glass. Where did my... oh, there it is. That's the whole point about hunting rabbits. There we go. All I've got to do now is fix the boots. And I got that nice 27-degree warmth bonus. Oh, I need to fix the wolfskin coat. That's okay. These will cure. And so will this. What next? I don't know.
I wonder if I can drop
Oh.
this gear.
Right. It is arguably too late in the day for me to go gallivanting off. I'd rather do it early in the day when I have lots of time. I don't want to spend the night in the whaling station, even though you can. And the wind's kind of going in the wrong direction to make myself attractive to the bear. If it was going that way, I would load myself up and see what happened. I actually have an oil heater, one of those highly efficient things. Most of the time that's good enough. It doesn't chuck out a lot of heat, but enough. The computer and the screens actually throw out quite a bit of heat. I mean, the little laptop doesn't throw out a huge amount, but between the computer and four monitors, none of them exactly small, that actually does help. And anything to avoid putting the radiator on. If it gets cold enough, I will have to put the radiator on. That we do get that cold, but not you know, it's not minus 20 or anything like that. We will get down to 0. The coldest temperature I've experienced here in Lancashire, I think, was about -5. And that was quite chilly. We haven't even had a frost yet this year, which is, I think, fairly unusual because if memory serves, we had frost as early as October last year. But this year we haven't. It's actually been quite mild. Is that a boat? I am really just... Wow, yeah. The coldest I've ever experienced was -20 in Austria. We had 2 mild winters. It only got down to about -20 where I was staying. And we only had snow that could be measured in feet, not meters. So that was considered a mild winter. But they get serious in Austria in some places about their heating. I had a colleague who had installed underfloor heating in his house. Which of course is what the Romans used to do, so it's not a new concept. The Romans used to do underfloor heating. Right, I am actually going to take a quick break for reasons of my bladder, and I will be back in a couple of minutes. And we're back. Or I'm back. Yeah. There we go. I must admit, one thing I don't really know is precisely how cold it can get in parts of Scotland. I know in the mountains, yeah, it can be lethally cold, but you never see -20s on the weather map. I think you might see -10 in parts of Scotland sometimes. I was once driving up from Death Valley in, I can't remember whether it was February or April, and I decided that I was going to go across Yosemite, because from Death Valley you can sort of head west and then north, and there's a pass that takes you up into Yosemite and down. And the road conditions got so bad in terms of ice and snow and everything else, I decided it wasn't safe. The only problem is I had to get back to San Francisco, so I had two options at that point. Option number one was to head up to Reno and head west, or head down to Bakersfield and head west, and both are a significant difference. In reality, heading up to Reno might have been the quicker option, except I'd have had to sort of loop round through Nevada and then go up that way. So I ended up going down to Bakersfield, and there's almost literally no other way across the mountains there except sort of Reno through Yosemite, or go round through Bakersfield. So I ended up going round through Bakersfield. You don't really think that Death Valley or the region can have that kind of weather, but it can. You can actually be in Death Valley, look up and see snow on the Panamints. Oops. Oh, I didn't... Yeah. Why didn't I realise that space would actually let me see the time of day? Yeah, I don't know the Bakersfield area. I've been through it a couple of times, that's about it. Once was to pick up my brother, who coincidentally was at a conference in Bakersfield, a petroleum engineering conference, so I picked him up from there to take him up to San Francisco. Total coincidence. I was driving across the states from Atlanta, he was at a conference in Bakersfield. One of the most boring drives, as far as I'm concerned, is going up California's Central Valley, sort of Bakersfield area, up to San Francisco. I don't know why I find that a profoundly boring stretch of road. Up through Fresno type of area. It's not the most boring drive I've done, but... oh, right. Where's the most boring part of the United States I've driven through? Probably... I want to say Alabama. Alabama, when you go down, is it I-20 or I-10? I can't remember. Anyway, you're heading west through Alabama on that major east-west interstate. It's actually heavily forested, but it gets boring very quickly. Louisiana's actually quite boring too, just going across Louisiana on the interstate to Texas. Texas itself was actually quite interesting, despite the fact that it's so flat. I actually liked it because it's semi-desert. You know, when you head from sort of the Dallas-Fort Worth area towards El Paso, that area is not so bad. The little part that takes you through Abilene, Texas. Abilene, home of the 5-minute rush hour. They actually had a sign outside Abilene advertising it. Curiously, when I drove through Kansas, Kansas is often reported as being flat and boring. I didn't find it to be so. It reminded me, because it was rolling hills, the section I was going through, and it sort of reminded me of the South Downs, the south of England. So, yeah, that was quite nice actually. Where's Mr. Bear? I would kind of expect to see him by now. He's not done the gracious thing and died on me, has he? No, he hasn't. Yeah. Wolves. Still 52 dead. I suppose 26 of those were killed because I hit them with an axe. Snack on a rabbit, why don't I? Sorry, I'm just wasting time. I should just go in and do the whole pastime thing, but it always feels a bit like cheating. But I think that's what we're going to do.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
So I'm just going to pass time. Oh, I forgot I got books I could have studied. Oh, that does not sound like fun. I'm pretty certain I've been down that kind of road, but honestly, it's been so long ago, I can't remember all the all the risky types of roads I have been down. In Scotland, in the Highlands, when I first went there, which would be 45 years ago. Yeah, about 45 years ago. North of Inverness, pretty much all the roads were single track roads with passing places. So the whole of the Highlands was single track roads. And yeah, you'd better know where the passing places are, because you never know who might have to reverse. One thing you used to do is, if you saw a car in the distance, if you saw a car in the distance in Scotland, you would, and you came across a passing place, you would pull over into the passing place rather than risk finding another one later on. You know, you take the sure thing, because they were just a narrow little strip of tarmac. And yeah, they've now opened up a lot of the Highlands, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because part of the character was the whole single track road thing. Yeah, that does not strike me as being fun. Well, we survived another day. Yay for us. Let us see. What did I need? I need a cured wolf pelt. Come on, some of this gut must have cured. There's none of this cured. Oh, good. Some of it has. That's what I want. Right. All I need to do is find a deer. There. That should be nice and easy, shouldn't it?
And this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Do I have... Ooh. There was a bit of rabbit there, wasn't there? Alright, let's go and see if anything interesting can be found. I've got food, I've got water. It's early enough in the day. Let's see if anything interesting transpires. Hopefully not too interesting. I don't want it to be too interesting, just moderately, like, oh look, there's a revolver, that kind of thing. And not, oh look, there's 4 wolves waiting for me, looking hungry. That would not be a positive experience. Ah. I've got wabbits. How about that? I've got 2 more rabbits. I'll get those on the way back. If there's a way back. If I survive the way back. Got a couple of torches. I've got flares. Yes. Yes, that would be a good idea. We all concur. Peanut needs his own cat door in your bedroom. So here's where we start to get interesting. For obvious reasons. Isn't there a car over there? I think there's somebody's car over there. I seem to remember once because I went to it, came out, and the moose was waiting for me. Where's the bear cave around here? Does anybody know? It's not on that island, is it? Matt's truck, that's the one. Yeah, somebody suggested that I go check it out, and that's when I got trampled by a moose. Ah, right. Because I have been surprised by the bear in the whale station, I think. And I think there's wolves here too. The nerve-wracking part, of course, is when you exit. Once you know that the bear can run through here. Oh, I'm not blaming anybody. I was just surprised when it popped out, so to speak. See if I can find the door. Here we go.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Right. No. Anybody want a car battery? No, car battery, jerry can. I'm going to grab that, just in case. If there's such a thing as a jerry can, is there such a thing as a jerry can't? And yes, I appreciate that that is a really, really terrible joke. Oh, great. Mental note, come back for that. There's almost never anything interesting in those things. But who knows? Ah! Frybar. Yay! Ooh, sport socks. They're not the best socks, are they?
I think I can use this.
That must be 130 odd rounds of ammunition I've got now, and nothing to shoot it from.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Stop complaining, Astrid. Anybody remember at all where the revolver might be?
Best be prepared for anything.
I suppose I could just cheat and have a look at the... Oh no, it doesn't tell you, does it? The best thing the map will say is there's a possibility of a revolver here somewhere. That's the closest it'll come to helping. I had no idea you could actually walk along here. I'm not sure if it's a helpful thing to know, but...
is getting too heavy to carry.
Oh. Scared the hell out of me. Oh, this is not helpful.
This'll come in handy.
Hey guys.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Look what I got.
I could use this.
I got the revolver. I got the revolver. Unfortunately, I don't have 120 rounds of ammunition with me. But... Huh! Well, this was a most useful little excursion. It's even got 1 round of ammunition. I got 32 rounds of ammunition. That means total, I've got 150, maybe nearly 160 rounds of ammunition for the revolver. So, if I think any of you are falling asleep, I now have the means of waking you up.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Yeah. I'm not going anywhere in this, I can tell you that for nothing. Yeah, really not. I suppose what I could do, though, having said that, is... make my way back into the whaling station, if nothing else. Oh, grief! Don't do that to me, you bastard game. Scaring the living heck out of me.
pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Yeah, I know. Hey, but look on the bright side. I've got enough food to get through the night. What time of day is it? Yeah. Not fantastic. Oh, look. Another whetstone. Well, I guess we're staying the night here. Well, there are worse places to spend the night. So let's have a little look at our ill-gotten gains. So, antibiotics. Fortunately, I remembered that. Yeah, I don't really need those. So I don't know, actually. Better armor than what I got, but I don't really need them. Let's do some harvesting of stuff I don't need. There you go, Danny. If you're in the region, try the whaling station for the revolver. After 120 odd days in the game. Fighting my way bravely with wolves with a hatchet and a bow. I'm just doing, I suppose you'd call it, inventory management. Ah, feels a lot better. Think I've got enough. Ah, look, I finally got a decent pry bar. Three whetstones. A nice brand new shiny torch. I must admit that the last time I came here, though, I'm pretty certain I didn't find a revolver in the whaling station. But it is terribly, terribly reassuring that that I have. Right, let's see, what else can I sort out? I've got 5 more arrows I can build, except for the fact that I don't have any arrow shafts. They're all back at the other place. I can drop that, at least. Hang on to this. Right. I guess we'll put Astrid to sleep, so to speak. Well, one of the things I will do here is make arrows in the at the forge, because you can never have enough arrowheads. Although I suppose technically I don't need to. I mean, I've got 13 arrows. I got enough for 18 arrows. So, you know, it seems a bit pointless to make more arrowheads. But, you know, I could be wrong. Going through the summit sodas like nobody's business. Right, maybe I can think about... No, I can't. Now I can actually think about going home. Well, not home, you know what I mean. I mean, back to the lighthouse.
I'm not sure I can carry much more. Go back via Matt's truck. Despite the risk. Because Mr. Bear is certainly in this location somewhere.
Unless, actually, you know, it's a distinct possibility, but I'm not going to count on it, that it did die, sort of, and glitched, so that it doesn't show that it's dead, but it's still not going to be coming back for a few days. I think... no, I don't, the last time I had a bear seriously glitch on me in that fashion, I think it did show that it was dead, but it, yeah, it vanished on me. And, yeah, it didn't come back till later. Yep, this is where the moose got me last time. Matt's truck.
Looks like this has been here a while.
Okay. Ooh.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Yes, you can. You know. Yes. Oh, it was in... It was... I literally announced it. It was in the whaling station, top floor. Hibernia Refinery, or whatever they called it. I explicitly made a moderate deal about it. Look, I said to everybody, what I've found. Or words to that effect. I've got 3 rabbits. You're joking. Oh, right, okay. Well, apart from the lack of a dead bear, today was quite successful, if I say so myself. We have rabbit skins, wolf skins, gut, food, a moose, a revolver, and currently, what, 32 rounds of ammunition? 33? plus another 120 something back in the Quonset hut, I could fight a small war. And if I go to Bleak Inlet, I will have to. And I imagine I will go to Bleak Inlet at some point, if only... I don't need to get the bear. Seriously, I don't need to. I mean, you know, in some respects, I've done what I came here to do. Get the moose skin. Got the revolver. I could head back to the coastal highway. I don't need the bear here. It's much easier to get the bears in coastal highway. So, you know, I'm not explicitly... the only reason I shot at him was because it was so convenient. I mean, he was right there, and I don't know. It's the game's fault that I didn't get him. So what I really need is for the gut to cure, and actually I could leave most of the stuff here. But I have work to do. Well, yeah, I mean, in here.
Barely walk with this much gear.
I don't know that he is dead, do I? That's the problem. It is very tempting. I mean, if only just to leave the bearskin here, just in case I come back. I've got a spare. You never know when you might need it. I should check out the whaling ship. I don't think I will use the forge, however. I don't really need the arrowheads. I mean, I think in my not interloper, Voyager run, I don't think I ever used the arrowheads that I forged on the whaling ship. So, yeah. I have a suspicion that there might be birch sticks on the island. Oh yes, yeah, it does, absolutely. Like I said, the problem is I don't know what the nature of the glitch was. Does the bear kind of count it as dead, so it'll be missing for a few days, or not? Yeah, I will go search the whaling ship, yeah, absolutely. Seeing as I'm here, I'll go search the whaling ship. But I'm not going to do it now, because I'm coming up to lunchtime for me. So I will instead actually, first thing I'm going to do is let's move food into... Yeah, I've got cured gut. Everything is coming together here. So we'll... We have a stash. I doubt I'll need it, but I've got it. Look at me being all organized.
I'm not going to be able to carry this for much longer.
Yeah. I still don't think that's fair because, you know, obviously I don't think it's fair. It's me that's experiencing the downside to all this. Oh, I am going to need the lantern, so I'll hang on to that. Will it? Well, I've still got to put the food somewhere, so, you know.
Barely walk with this much gear.
Oh, right. Nope. Mr. Bear didn't come and find out what was all delicious and stinky. I'm disappointed. Oh. Well, my Discord is linked on Twitch. You're welcome to come along, even though I suspect two of the people who recently joined on Discord are going to attempt to sell me their goods and services. If it is your intent to sell me goods and services, don't bother, because I won't use them. Ah, yes, Interloper is a... Yes. I know how Interloper is. Interloper, yes. What have I got now? 7 starts and I haven't found a single box of matches. The only reason I was able to light a fire was because I sacrificed a marine flare for the purpose. Yeah, that was not fun. One day I'll get a good start on Interloper. Right.
And this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Oh, right. Just checking. I'd forgotten that I dropped the moose's guts. There. Stalker is balanced, I would say. I mean, you can obviously die significantly easily. I not tried Pilgrim. Well, that's not entirely true. I use edit if I if I wanted to make when I made a recording of the aurora from the Mindful Cottage, which is, you know, it's a beautiful view. I wanted a recording of the aurora. I needed nearly an hour of it so that I could put it to music. So I used a modified Pilgrim, made very easy so that I could speedrun across the Forsaken Airfield. So I haven't played it as in played it. I've used it to achieve a purpose. And you can still die in that. It took me 3 or 4 attempts to get the recording I wanted. And on at least one of those, I died getting the recording. So, which was amusing. Oh no, I mean, Pilgrim is got to be so easy. I'm not even going to think of doing it. Stalker seems to be, to me, it's a nice balance. Stalker is. It's hard enough that you can make a start and die starting. I mean, you can do that obviously in Voyager, but it's an interesting balance. Is Stalker. Right, did I drop everything? Yes, I did. All my wolfies are... That's 68% done. That's all right. That's all good. We have a stash. What, Pilgrim? Yeah, I mean, if I ever wanted to sort of learn a map, I would use edited Pilgrim and then just run around. That would be one way to do it. I feel it's a bit cheaty, but I have no objection to it per se. Like I say, I would use it for certain specific tasks. Like I say, I wanted to put music. I literally put the Norwegian musician Aurora's music to an aurora. It hasn't gotten any views worth having, but nonetheless, I enjoyed doing it. It's from the concert in Sky Children of the Light.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
And talking of which, curiously, the Long Dark soundtrack I put together is rapidly becoming one of my most viewed videos. I think I've got 400 odd views, and it's consistently doing well. I get probably about 10 views a day for that. I don't know why. It's not as if it's, well, I say it's not exactly what you call current. The Warframe soundtrack I put together doesn't get any views anymore. But the Long Dark soundtrack, that gets views. And some people even watch the whole thing. About 7% of people have actually watched the entire 2 hour, 50 minutes of the soundtrack. Including me. I've been known to go to sleep with it on. Yeah. Oh yes, this is true. I mean, I obviously started on Voyager, not rather than Pilgrim. Hey, you know, I got... Thank you. Yeah. It's my best soundtrack video, I think. Don't look too closely at the track timings. They're a few seconds out. And I went through hell putting that together. If I were to redo it, I'd do it quite differently, but whatever. Right, and unfortunately I need to bring this to an end. At the end of a very successful and satisfying day. Let's eat some wolf.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
So, I will be back, obviously, at 7 PM Greenwich Mean Time. Almost certainly with Warframe, because that's what people like. I had 120 views during this morning's stream. Early morning stream. Thank you all very much for watching. If anybody wants to leave a like and a subscribe, that would be appreciated. We are still slowly growing. And as I keep saying, I would like to make 300 by Christmas, which should be more than possible. I hope you all have a very good day. Be kind to your pets and other animals, and children and other animals. Be excellent to each other. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.